Welcome back to The Comic Dudes, a podcast about comic books and comic book related things. My name is Dave. With me, as always, my two friends and co-hosts, Eric and Matt. Boys, how are we doing?
Better now that I'm here with the two of you.
Hell yeah.
It was a journey to get here, so I'm happy to be here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
This goes through the
How are you?
Mountain Doom.
I have an arm. I have an arm that I'm fidgeting
What is
with.
that?
Whose
An
arm
arm?
is that?
Khonshu from the
Okay.
MCU.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you? What is it? What is it when you mash two figures together? Is that what you're doing?
It's a kit bash.
Kit bash. I knew it was
This is
something
a
bash.
Build-A-Figure piece that came with another
Okay.
figure. I'm not going to build Khonshu. I have the arm, and I typically like to just sit and fidget with things. So this is today's fidget.
Makes
Khonshu's
sense.
That's
arm.
fair.
Yeah.
I almost pulled over at Ollie's to get some cheap figures today just to see if they had. But
Oh well, the ones down here are completely depleted.
mine's probably just a bunch of Wakanda Forever figures. I'll be honest. It's probably.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
They moved those things this Christmas. They dropped them to $5.
All right. So yeah, stock is,
Like this has got
stock
to
is
go,
fine.
and they
Yeah,
did.
just
They
say
did.
At Aldi?
Ollie's.
Ollie's.
Oh, Ollie's. That makes so much more sense.
Ollie's would be great though.
I was
If
like-
Aldi's was selling Marvel Legends figures, I would tell no one. I would just keep buying them all for myself.
Dave, do you have Ollie's in Texas?
Oh yeah.
Oh. When did that happen?
Like the longest
Since-
10 years at least since I moved here.
Oh. I don't ever remember going to an Ollie's down there. They've got them here, and it wasn't until I moved here that I went to an Ollie's.
Fun fact, Ollie's is actually one of the fastest growing retailers in the United States the last couple of years. I'm sure it has nothing to do with tariffs and
Economic times. Yeah,
Inflation.
Exactly.
nothing at all to do with those things.
I think it's because they have good stuff cheap.
Yes. That is
Yeah.
the tie there between the tariffs and the inflation and the Ollie's growth. Yeah. Good
That
stuff
is it.
cheap.
Yeah.
No, there's like 8-ish Ollie's here.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's one in Denton, one in Louisville, one in Hearst. There's several in Fort Worth, one in Haltom City, one in Garland, one in. It used to be. It's like not quite Arlington. It's close to Arlington, but I think it might be Irving still, like way south Irving, like south of 183 Irving.
This is clearly spoken by a man who has scoured Ollie's for figures. Been
Every
to all
chance
of them.
I get.
Yeah,
Every chance I get. You never know what you're going to find.
that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, if you'd like to talk about the places you like to shop, you can join our Discord. It's the best way to connect with us. And we'll talk about comics and action figures and video games and whatever your little hearts desire. You just have to show up and chat, too. I mean, we're not going to talk to you first. You got to come in. You have
Just
to introduce
quietly
yourself.
lurk.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's going to just like tag you in the shadows. Like you have to come in and say something. But anyway, this is the first Let's Read episode of 2026. We are, if you did not see in the Discord or are not a member of the Discord, we're doing two things this year. So we're going to do Reckless by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips first. That's what this episode is. It's volume 1 of Reckless. And then once we get through Reckless, because I think there's only 5 volumes, we're gonna pivot to X-Men. What X-Men? We don't know yet. Why don't you join the Discord and tell us what we should read? Because we're gonna read just some
gonna
random
read
X-Men
Apocalypse.
stories, some of the good stuff. Maybe not that. One thing I know for sure that we're not gonna read is Planetary.
I'm surprised you didn't want to intermingle a little X-Men in there. I figured we would, but that's fine. We can.
Huh?
I didn't know we were going to do all of Reckless. I thought we were going to like X-Men next month, like back to Reckless. I didn't know.
I thought
That's-
we were
that's
going
what
to
I
do
was
what
thinking.
Dave said. I figured
That's
we were
fine.
going to do 5 in a row, and then
That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm good with it.
I did post this in the Discord.
Mhm.
So you told on yourself.
I'm in the Discord right now.
You're a bit of a deadbeat when it comes to participating in the Discord. It's honestly a little disappointing. Yeah, called out publicly.
Yeah, I just got called out publicly.
Well, you know what? When you say, "Oh, I didn't know we were doing it this way," when it was clearly posted in the Discord, I think you deserved getting called out publicly.
I just posted in the Discord, so I don't think I at least showed up this month.
Like what you just did is equivalent to like somebody at work sending me an email asking me a question that I answered via email weeks ago, and I reply with the email that I sent weeks ago attached to my reply. Per
my previous email.
Yeah, please see attached.
I think it makes a lot of sense. By the way, I love the please see attached passive aggressive responses. It's so good. It's a real fuck you dumbass kind of thing.
Yeah, sure is.
Reading Reckless for the first 5 months and then going to X-Men makes a lot of sense as a build up to certain cinematic events later this year. So I think it's going to be really good.
Also, why there's never a bad time to read the X-Men either, so
depends on who's writing, what the arc is, how confusing and convoluted the Marvel universe in the comics world is at that point in time.
Meh, I like what I said better.
Okay. It's never a bad time for X-Men.
It's never a bad time to read the X-Men.
Yeah, okay.
Might not be good. You're right. It might not be good. But I don't think you're ever wrong for wanting to read the X-Men. Let me put it that way instead.
That's fair.
That's a better way to say what I was... Anyway,
this
is your official spoiler warning for Reckless Volume 1. If you do not want parts of Reckless Volume 1 spoiled for you, it is time to leave, sir or madam or they, them, or other non-binary pronouns. I don't know what you might use, but I'm not here to guess. I'm going to wait for you to tell me. Usually on these recaps, I'll go like issue by issue and just tell you what happened. What's funny?
I had this vision of you trying to randomly guess everybody's pronouns just out of the blue. You're like, I'm going to wait for you to tell me. I'm not going to guess. And then I just pictured you just going into like the Discord and being like, I'm going to guess, he, him. I'm going to guess they, them. I don't know.
So I'm laughing because I'm being called out for being a deadbeat, but I specifically replied to your message in the Discord about what we're doing for the year. So I did read this at one point, but it's okay.
What was your response?
I forgot it. That's just a clapping thing emoji. Like,
that's not the defense you think it is. That's worse.
I got a bad memory, dude. I'm
picturing Matt's response to be TLDR.
All right, I'm on the stop.
All right. Well, if you guys are done interrupting me with laughter, I'd like to
please
continue. All right.
Yeah,
great.
do the
thing. Thanks. Thanks for your permission to continue with the episode.
You're welcome.
So anyway, rather than going issue by issue, and it's partially because Reckless is by nature self-contained. So every volume of Reckless is its own story. It's not a continuation from volume to volume. So I figured we'd start with just who is Ethan Reckless, the main character of all of these volumes that we're about to read, and then I'll do a brief recap, but not nearly as long as they have been in the past. Without further ado, let's talk about who Ethan Reckless is. He's a former FBI undercover agent who now works as a fixer in early 1980s Los Angeles. He lives alone in a decrepit movie theater he owns and advertises his services through a hotline number. He'll take almost any job, recovering stolen money, finding missing people, intimidating criminals, but he has a personal moral code and avoids hurting innocent people. He's deeply traumatized by his past, especially an undercover assignment infiltrating a left-wing radical group during the Vietnam era. That mission ended in disaster, and Ethan carries guilt, emotional numbness, and memory gaps from that time. So now you know who Ethan Reckless is. Let me tell you about what he does in Volume 1. He takes a job from someone in his past, a former love interest from the undercover assignment that I just mentioned. Her name's Rainey. She says she's in trouble, and when they part ways after an in-person meeting, she's killed outside his theater when her car explodes as she's getting into it. Her case and death sends him on a collision course with drug dealers working out of a Native American reservation casino, CIA drug smugglers, his former FBI handler, and her brother Anton, who Ethan thought had died in the bomb that caused his memory loss and subsequent quitting of the FBI. At the end of the volume, while in custody, Anton tells Ethan that Rainey set the whole thing up to punish the men in her life that had wronged her. Anton even built the bomb that killed Rainey. He also says she had a change of heart and left a message on his machine to not detonate the bomb, but unfortunately it was too late. We also learned Ethan pocketed $100,000 of drug smuggling money. And in the conclusion of our story, he just spends the next several months surfing and hanging out on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great recap.
I mean, it was a very light, spoiler-free recap.
Yeah. I mean, we can go into some spoilers, I'm hoping. The conversation will go wherever it goes. We gave a spoiler warning at the beginning. I do want to say, though, in a moment of weakness that also turned into a moment of triumph, I did ask ChatGPT to summarize this for me to see if there's anything that I could use from that as a starting point. And as part of the spoiler recap, it told me that Rainey survived and Ethan and her had like a whole. I'm like, nah, that you can't use that.
That did not have like you're wrong. Yeah. So I stay hating on AI, and this just you know what, I should have known better. Like I said, a moment of weakness, but
look, we don't know what happens in the next 4 volumes.
Well,
the AI's right.
The follow-up prompt was, do you want me to go into volumes 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Oh, well, then maybe not.
So I think it's just wrong because they're often very wrong.
Yeah. AI killed it again. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. The only thing you didn't mention is Ethan has his sort of partner / assistant. What is her name?
Anna.
Yeah, Anna.
Yeah. Are you guys reading this digitally, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. So I have been collecting all the Brubaker stuff that has come out in like these single volume things, starting with like Reckless and all that. So I have like all the hardcovers, and that's what I read the hardcover.
Oh, nice
version. I know there's an Anna volume that I kind of want to get. I'm looking forward to reading. Like I was like the secondary character, and there's like apparently she has like 1 volume. And my comic shop guy was telling me about it, so I'm kind of interested to learn more about that character. And he's like, that one was actually really good too. So
should we be reading that?
We probably should.
It's one of the Reckless volumes.
Oh, okay.
It's like I think it's like the 3rd or 4th one.
Okay.
She's like the main. He goes away for something, and it's like focused more around her.
Okay.
So.
I do know. Cool. I remember in this volume when it's a time that it's Ethan's inner monologues. He says like, I'll tell you the story about how her and I met. Just leave it at like we were friends, and I didn't want it to get complicated or something. I forget exactly what he said, but maybe is that what that?
Yeah, I think that might be what it's. I don't know what it's honestly really about. I just know he's like this. He read my comic guy read him on. He's like, this one's like really focused on her. So I don't know which one it is. Okay. I've been kind of waiting. I'm sorry, this was an excuse for me to read Reckless. Like I've collected all the volumes, so I'm like, I think we should do this because you know
it can't be as bad as your last Let's Read.
Hey man, that brought this podcast closer together, but that's all right. That's all right. But I mean, I'll be honest. This to me, and y'all know me. This was, I can't say one sitting. I'll say one napping, because it was like I was reading it in bed, and I passed out because my children beat me down that day, and then I woke up and finished it. Like, I freaking love it.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
It's not the greatest, and I wanted to just Dave real quick. What is your earliest recollection of Ed Brubaker? Like where you found out about him, or like noticed him, or like what was your jump
I think
off?
it's the same as a lot of people's. It's the Captain America run.
Okay.
It was shortly after Civil War.
Yeah, it was right. He gets killed. It's before it because he gets killed in it.
Oh, 25, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers. But yeah.
If you don't know, Captain America was assassinated right before Civil War, during Civil War, whenever that was. Sorry, whatever. It was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Neither of you will be surprised to know that that was not my introduction, but rather Fatale.
That
Nice.
does make sense.
I have that too. Like I have all of Criminal. Like I've read the first volumes of Criminal, but like reading this was like, man, I got to get on this Brubaker stuff. Like I really got to start catching up. But
you know what I didn't know that he had written?
What's that?
And this is I owe him an apology. He co-wrote Immortal Iron Fist with Matt Fraction.
Yeah, with Frichterman. Yeah, with Matt Fraction. Yeah.
I thought it was just a Matt Fraction joint until Dwayne Swazerski or whatever his name is took over. I didn't realize that Brubaker was writing parts of that too. So that's on me. I always credit Matt Fraction with being like,
that was good stuff.
Probably he is for me the best Iron Fist writer. Not that I've read a lot of Iron Fist, but he was someone that made me give a shit about Iron Fist.
That's all you need.
Which is a feat amongst itself.
Exactly. That's all you need.
But I didn't realize Brubaker was in that too. It makes sense because I like both of those guys a lot. But
there's very rarely a Brubaker thing that like I have not really enjoyed. Like that Captain America, like
it's the best
even
Captain America
if you
run.
read that as just a self-contained, like just it's the Steve Epting art with him. It's just so good. Like it's pinnacle. But
dude, Bucky Cap's probably my favorite Captain America.
Yeah,
because of Ed Brubaker.
Yeah, for sure. And I know me and Dave and Eric as well too, I'd assume, but definitely like me and Dave, like I really just like grounded stories like this, and this is just like a gritty, like you got the bright, California, but you also got like the gritty, like the farm fights and it was just great. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Me too.
I don't know if I would say I enjoyed it, but I did read it.
Great.
Interesting.
This is why we needed Eric.
Yeah, I didn't think anything was bad about it. I just don't find the subject matter particularly intriguing. It's a little... Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, a detective movie or, like, an action movie. And this is, a little... It's pretty straightforward, right? There's no fantasy elements to it or anything like that, which is okay. I think it was a fast read. I didn't dislike reading it, but it's not something that I'm fascinated. I can't wait to find out more about this character. But I did think that it moved quicker than I wanted to. Like, in the end, I was like, well, I wish they had taken more time to develop this. It could have been twice as long to get me this story because it moved so quickly.
There's a lot for my simple behind to try to follow, but like I followed the main threads, but there are some things that like even before the podcast I was flipping through and I was like, honestly, I think I'm going to read this again before I read the second volume. Like it read really fast and that could have been me not really soaking all of it in either. Like I was kind of into it. So I might read a chapter or two a night. Even like the issues, they're not really issues, but like those moved really quickly. And so, like, I feel like I was just, like, breezing through this.
Oh, yeah.
The art, I'm the resident art snob. Like, I really like this art style. It's not my traditional, like, muscle-bound superhero crazy art style that I, like, lust over or whatever. But I love the Phillips art style. It really reminds me, it's not like it, but what I kind of think of, it reminds me of, like, that Chris Somney art style. I really like it's, like, something different. It reads really fast. Like Somni comics read really fast. And that's just the vibe I kind of got from this as well, too. Definitely not. This is a grittier style, but like it just reminds me of Somni. It's not like the traditional superhero art you see.
The art was really fitting for the place and time and subject matter of this. Now, I'm a Tarantino fan, and there was a lot of this that I could easily picture Tarantino adapting into a plot line within a story. So I did find it intriguing from that perspective.
Also, the art, like, my last kind of point about the art, like, I don't know. Dave said something on one episode, this was a long time ago in one of our G.I. Joe episodes, just, like, the importance of, like, coloring, and that really stood out to me in this book. Like, using coloring to like portray emotion and stuff like that, like it kind of stood out. I don't know. I just thought of that GI Joe conversation we were having, where you're like, there's these certain blues that set a certain mood, and there's these certain reds they're using on these panels, and I was like, I obviously know the importance of coloring, but I just like really resonated with that issue, because you're like literally like it was like alternating pages. It was like it was red when they were talking to Cobra Commander, and I was like, yeah, it was made me think of that. So
yeah. I don't have anything really negative to say about this comic.
Who set the bombs, Dave? I'm confused about
Anton.
the bombs. So Anton did all the bombing. Did he? So what was the bomb that killed Rainey? She wanted that one called off or something. That one I didn't understand. Like I didn't understand.
She
that.
left a message. So we'll go right to this, because I actually wrote down it was my only question. So
Okay.
Anton told Ethan, after Anton was arrested for killing Rainey with that bomb, that car bomb.
Yep.
He said she changed her mind. She had left me a message on my machine to not detonate the bomb or something. But it was too late. Like I didn't get it. And my question is really, did he really miss the message from Rainey?
Ooh.
Or did he also blame her for what happened to them in the past, meaning Ethan infiltrating them as an undercover FBI agent because Rainey and Ethan were romantically involved at the time? Did that make her blind? Could she have seen that Ethan was an undercover FBI agent had she not been blinded by love or lust?
Yeah.
Did she even have cancer? How much? I mean, Anton could have just been getting his own revenge on all of these people, including his sister, and we'll never know.
Did he find the letter? That was there an actual letter that thought Ethan found an actual letter, but I could be wrong. Yes, there's like.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
there's
right.
An actual letter he finds.
You're right.
In the bag.
Yeah.
But so what went down with the first bomb? Anton found out dude was an FBI agent, and they were fighting, and they're just
they were going to bomb some other place.
Okay.
And Ethan was attempting to arrest Anton when the bomb went off, and they thought Anton died in that bomb.
Okay.
But he did not.
I got confused with like she told me to stop with that bomb back in the day. That's where I got confused.
Oh
no.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. The old Anton swerve.
Good old Anton.
That last issue or whatever. I mean, clearly it went over my head, but that explained a lot of like what was actually going on. Like that's when I picked up on like the terminal illness, and I was like, oh, you gotta be like. The only thing I really saw coming was like when her and Ethan were like had that conversation, and she left. I was like, she's definitely getting killed, right? Like I was like, 1,000%. I was like, she's gonna walk outside and get sniped. Like that. I thought she was gonna get sniped. That's the only thing I knew. Like everything else, I had no clue. I was like, she's gonna get blown up.
It was sort of a slow build to that point, which I honestly I was enjoying that. Right, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll follow this story. And then from that point, it just picks up and moves
really fast,
super like breakneck speed from there. He just goes off on a mission and he's killing people and shit's happening. And I was like, oh, okay, that moved fast. I don't think I have negative things to say about it, but I do have two. I suppose questions that came up as I was reading it. One is that throughout this book, we did not get a clear mental or emotional image of Ethan, right? He's trying to figure out things and piece together those pieces of his memories. And he talks about, that he hasn't been the same since that bomb. And, he's sort of emotionally dead in some capacities. Yeah. And I wonder if it's intentional that we are not getting a window into his emotions because he doesn't understand his emotions. And I was like, oh, okay, it would help me connect with that character if we could get some of that. But I also wonder if that was written that way so that, you're experiencing what he's experiencing. So I can't say that's a negative because it's pretty smartly written. And I don't think that would be outside the realm of possibility. The other thing is that for the first 2/3-ish of the book, it's told through his narration, right? He is telling you what's going on. And then at some point, it shifts to like a third person, like omniscient, where they know what other characters are doing and thinking and seeing when he isn't there. And I had to like stop and go back and read, and I was like, what happened? How is that? Is he still telling this story?
He was.
Did he find this stuff out in the future? And now, because at one point it references when he's talking about the 80s, he says something about, this was a long time ago or 20 years ago or something. So he is telling us the story of this book from the future, potentially the early 2000s or something, about what happened in the 80s. And he's saying, well, all this stuff happened. I know it now. I know what happened now. So I can tell you what happened when I wasn't there. Is that the situation?
I took that as more of this. That's just paying homage to what inspired him to even do Reckless in the first place, which was like the classic like pulp serials that his dad used to read, and all of that like kind of noir stuff. One of the things that happens a lot in those types of stories is your main character narrates everything, even other characters' thoughts, feelings, emotions, what they're doing. And that's I don't know if I'm correct. I didn't bat an eye at that because I just took it as, okay, we're just like tipping the cap to our source material here for what inspired me. And I'll take it at face value.
Fair enough. Yeah, so again, I didn't look at those as negatives. It did not negatively impact my experience in reading it. It was just curiosity as I was going through. I was like, oh, that was not something. I was trying to figure out why that was happening the way it was. So. Yeah,
this is it's tough to really find much to talk about with this comic because it's not like Why the Last Man where we're trying to guess what's going to happen next, or we've had these big reveals and we're like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? How could this happen? Really, this is like watching a good crime show. It's like one episode of a good crime show.
Yeah. How are you feeling about this character, Ethan Reckless, though? What do you feel about his motivations and where things are going and, what we might encounter in these next 4 volumes?
So I feel like he's. Oh, go ahead, Matt. Here, if you got an answer,
I was going to say like, I think the first issue of like Brubaker's Captain America is like one of the most compelling comics. Like, what happens to the Red Skull at the end? I definitely didn't get that kind of vibe from like this volume. To me, it was very much still like a setup. We're giving you an introduction to Ethan, but I definitely feel like there's still some more like meat on the bone. I've liked, if you read the back matter, which I normally don't do, like, I don't know if this is how Brubaker kind of did it, but like this was kind of the lead in. And then like 2 months later, the next volume came out. Like these things came out in like very quick succession. And I remember that like in the comic stores, and like it was like 3 months later, the next Reckless came out. So I don't know if he left a little bit of meat on the bone for you to come back, because they were advertising the second volume like in the back matter of this book, that in the physical version. I don't know if that was in the digital version, but yeah, there's definitely still some more like character development. There's probably, knowing Brubaker that he's a good writer, there's probably a reason why we're keeping it a little bit more vague. I do like that I don't get that the character much of like becoming like disillusioned necessarily with like what he was doing, like being an FBI agent and becoming disillusioned with that. And pretty much like after the explosion, he turned into like Fox Mulder from the X-Files and was in the basement and was like reading all these like conspiracy theories and papers about, how the clock is pretty much, we're winding up to midnight and the world's going to end and all this stuff. And, like I like that whole angle that you kind of get that perspective, because I don't know, I just guess I liked how Brubaker wrote that perspective. And like he fell in love with, had a love fling with, the person that he was supposed to be investigating and all that stuff. Very much a gray character, and kind of like a Punisher type character as well too. Like, so obviously I'm naturally going to be drawn to that too. So I'm rambling. I'll shut up. But yeah, I'm rambling. So I'll shut up.
All right. I don't have strong feelings one way or the other about the character. Before I started reading it, I can tell you, as soon as I realized his name was Ethan Reckless, I rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
Not
That's
a
a
strong
pulp
name.
thing.
I
Pulp,
know.
baby. Yeah, some pulp stuff.
It is a pulp thing. I know.
Yeah.
It didn't stop my eyes from rolling.
Yeah, you can still roll your eyes.
It's I actually disagree with a lot of what you just said, Matt.
That's fine.
I think that this guy kind of is what he is. And the reason that you come back is just to see what kind of stuff he gets up to, not to really like.
You don't think
This
there's
is
any
not a
development?
layered character. He is what he is. He goes and he fixes things. He has a light moral compass that clearly is very flexible, as he murdered many people, or severely maimed them if not
maimed, if not
murdered.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see what this whole I don't feel any emotion but anger thing amounts to. Is that, and I hate to say this, is that a cop-out to not have to give this character any depth? Or is that going to come to be pivotal or important to the other stories that we're going to read? I don't know.
I'm so much on the same page as you, Dave, with this, because
Interesting.
There's a lot about this character that I can't connect with. I think for me, a lot of times, I'm looking for a character that I can find some way to identify with, whether it's because I feel like I have a similar value or experience or emotional response to something that the character does, or because they're doing something that I personally find intriguing. And this character is a weed-smoking, pill-popping surfer dude that we are meant to believe is not thinking hard about anything, just emotionally motivated, but we are told very clearly and directly doesn't really feel any emotions. So the only emotion he has is he gets angry that this character that he told us he can't really feel any emotions toward and was maybe starting to is killed, and then he goes off and just does John Wick fucking snapped out, kill everybody kind of thing. I'm curious to know if we are going to find out who this character was, because I think that's when he had emotions, and I wonder if that's where all of our connection points will be, where you go, oh, okay, now I understand why he's the way he is, or if we're just going to go, nope, emotionless character, he has reactions, and that's all there is to it. Because he's not the super smart, super calculated, does everything by the numbers. He's reckless is a correct name, because this character is doing, I think you're used to, in a lot of this type of story, somebody who is, got it all figured out. They've been through it. They're not going to make mistakes. They're, the super agent or whatever. And this guy is not that. He does these shady under the table dealings, but he's pretty sloppy about it.
John Walmart, baby. He's just the guy. Just the guy.
It's almost interesting that he's not interesting.
I mean, I will say, despite all the things that I just said right before all the things that you said,
with all due respect,
I still really enjoyed reading this, and the reason that I did is because I went into it knowing that it was self-contained.
Yeah.
Knowing that I am just here to enjoy these stories as they present themselves, and because of that, I think it made it a little bit easier for me to accept some of the limitations of the storytelling. And I don't mean limitations in a negative way, because I think Ed Brubaker is a phenomenal writer, one of my favorites. Just limitations of the style that we're writing in. And I take it to be kind of like maybe almost like a Sopranos type of ride that we're going to be on, where if you ever watch The Sopranos, there are not a lot of good people on that show. Almost every character is a bad person in some capacity, some far more than others. But there aren't many good people in that world. And I'm just there to enjoy like a crime drama.
It's fair.
It's the same reason that I'm here.
How would you rate Tony Soprano? I've never seen the show, but
How would I rate him?
on the good to bad scale, good to bad scale.
I'd put him chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Between chaotic neutral and chaotic evil.
Okay. All right.
Somewhere in between the two.
I watched the first season or two 25 years ago, so I don't remember.
We're watching it now, right now.
Okay.
We finished season 1 last week, and we started season 2 while we were stuck inside during the winter storm this past weekend. So
Nice.
Abby had never watched it. I had only watched it that one time, so it's a rewatch for me. My first rewatch.
Nice.
Does not age well in some places.
Does it still hold up?
Yeah, I mean, this was like the advent of the cell phone, like literally, like the Nokia phone, like not the flip phone, the one before that. There's still a lot of payphone
candy
usage.
bar phones.
Yeah,
Love it.
Payphones and beepers and yeah. But anyway, I'm getting off track.
I really did think quite a bit as I was reading this, truthfully, about how I just organically I would read something and think, how would I adapt this to the screen? Because it does this reads more like a serialized crime drama than it does a comic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And using examples like The Sopranos, I think, is super appropriate because that's how this, of course, subject matter wise and tonally, it's not exactly the same. But I would think about, oh, how would I adapt this scene? Yeah, you could do it. It would work. You could sort of show and indicate how these things and how he's thinking and how he's feeling. And I think it was clearly written with that in mind. Not that they were like Ed Brubaker was like, oh, I'm going to make sure this gets made into a movie or a TV show. But I think it's really easy to imagine it that way. And clearly that was part of the inspiration in writing it. Not just, these old pulp novels and stuff. I bet some of the movies and things were an inspiration because the book reads like a TV show or movie to me.
I wonder, because there is a criminal show coming out here soon. I don't know if it's this year or next year or whatever. I wonder if he was kind of in talks to even thinking along the lines of doing a TV show, and when maybe some of that might have bled through into this a little bit, Maybe he was in talks to do criminal. Like, these are relatively recent. Within the past 2 or 3 years.
This is like the newest thing we've read for Let's Read. Volume 1 came out in 2020.
Yeah, so like 5 years. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
That's interesting that's when it came out because this only seemed vaguely familiar to me. And until 2020, I was in comic shops almost every week. And then obviously in 2020 that shit changed.
Yeah.
And I never got back. Like, yes, did I have them pulling books for me? But I would go in once a month to grab them. I wasn't
get
spending.
Your stuff, get out. You were hanging out, looking around, browsing.
Right, once in a while, But my just the way I interacted with comics really changed after 2020, and so I wasn't just going in and looking through and going. And Dave knows this. I would just go through and go, this looks intriguing. I'll buy a couple of these and see what I think. And I stopped doing that. So this was under my radar.
Yeah. Did you read the Afterword by Brubaker?
I did not.
So in that, he talks about specifically why he did this in 2020. Because he said that like the whole world came to a screeching halt, including the comics industry. He said, I've always wanted to do something like the old pulp novels that my dad used to love and read.
That's cool.
When he was a kid, he remembers seeing all of those on the shelf. His dad was like an avid, like voracious reader. Ed was just obsessed with the beautifully painted covers of all of these pulp and spy and crime serials that were like self-contained books. So he said, 2020 felt like the right time to kind of like shake things up and do something different. I could release these, on my own whenever and just, do something that I've always wanted to do. So this is like a passion project for him in a lot of ways, which I thought was cool.
completely random. Have you ever heard of Mac Bolan?
Yes.
Punisher? Have you ever read any of those books? Like
No.
that? Okay. I just remember the covers always looked cool, but it was like this kind of a pulpy. There's like 630 books in the series. It's like very much a pulp thing. Dude just killing people and stuff. But yeah.
All right. I mean, I do like that.
I don't know.
I do like that.
630 books? That's too
Something
many.
like that, yeah.
Hey, if you read 2 a day, you could do it in under a year.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
631 novels. That's according to
I'll do it.
Wikipedia. But yeah.
Quit your job and read fast.
Right?
Read on the street, because that's where I'll live.
You would have more time to read.
That's
check out your
true.
local
You wouldn't
library.
have anything to do. I don't think I have much more else to talk about here, fellas.
That's all right. It's a
Yeah.
short episode.
I'm curious to see what the next volume will bring.
Me too. Me too.
This coloring is so good in this book.
It is. It is. The last note that I have, it's a quote from Ethan Reckless that struck me as, I don't know. I thought it was interesting, and I really liked the quote. And the quote was, "My eyes were trying to light him on fire with the hate I felt right then."
Yeah.
That is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
That's pretty
dude.
good.
Love
Who
it.
needs emotion when you got that?
That's some song lyrics right there.
That is. Yeah, that is.
You don't need no emotion. You got
No.
that.
All right. So that's Reckless Volume 1. Consensus is liked it, but also,
Yeah.
Definitely didn't dislike it.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't paid as much as I paid for it.
I read it for free with Hoopla. They're all on there. So if you want to read it, get yourself a local library card, read it on Hoopla.
They don't have guided view, do they?
No.
It's just panel view.
It's just.
But they have panel by panel?
Yeah, panel by panel on Hoopla.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh God, if you, I thought it was just like.
Does it work
Yeah.
well?
It does work well, and it'll even break down, like, some of these pages are full page, and they've got all these blocks of text, and it'll show you full page, and then you swipe, and it'll do the first couple blocks, the next couple blocks, so, like, you can swipe to each one and read
Hey,
them.
Hoopla.
It was actually a pretty good reading experience.
Okay.
So, if anybody hasn't read the book, it reads super fast. You can read it in a single setting if you've got an hour. Get yourself a local library card. You can do it online. You just put your library card number in, and then you can read on Hoopla.
Get this man on the payroll of your local library. My
No, but
God.
Hell yeah.
bro, seriously, the libraries around me are crazy. I got all the other volumes, even though I own them. I'm gonna wear their copies down because that's just kind of sick how I am. But go to the library, kids. There's video games at the library. I know there's libraries go hard around here. I'm playing new releases.
One of my friends back home in Erie, you don't know him, Matt. You know him, Eric, Kevin Fallon.
I do know him.
So he does a podcast about Bob Dylan, and he records the whole podcast at his local library.
That's crazy.
They have recording equipment and like
yeah.
a little booth he can go into to record, and he records the whole podcast at the library. It's crazy.
My sister was just telling me she went to the library because they had all this like crafting equipment and stuff that you could use there, and I was
Gotta
like,
check
"What?"
out the library, man. Like it's
crazy.
I love it.
My only complaint here is that neither one of you told me this is all on Hoopla, and I just bought it
Sorry.
like an
I
idiot.
bought it. Sorry, I didn't know I had guided view on Hoopla.
You guys are
used Hoopla.
gatekeeping the library from me.
Go get
I know-
those physical.
I know somebody in the Discord has talked about Hoopla. I think 2 people have talked about Hoopla
Yeah, I think-
before, and I haven't checked it out, but I didn't know this was on there. I paid $17 for this,
Oh shit.
and I'm
Buy
never
just the
going to
first
read it
one or all of
again.
them?
The
Did you buy all
first
of them?
one.
Oh,
The first
well,
one.
just do that. You're in now. You're good now.
It's you know what? It was a entertaining, quick read. I'm glad I didn't pay $18 for it.
Can you get a library card online? Do I have to go
Yes.
in person?
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
Yeah, you just go to
Dude,
your
you can
local
do
library card. You can
yeah.
sign up. It'll give
All
you your library card number. That's it.
'Cause I'll be
Especially
honest, if I would have had to go in person, it would not be getting done.
No.
I don't do that
Now,
kind of thing.
some libraries will let you use Hoopla for a month or something, and then they'll say, "Hey, you need to come in and get a physical library card
Yeah.
to keep using it."
Mhm.
I think other ones don't care, so it'll depend on your local
All
library.
right.
I feel like in his area, they're not going to make everyone come in for a library exam.
Probably not.
Like
You'd be
in-
surprised.
I don't know.
Because if it's like a... Good.
Re-sign up here since I moved across the country. I'm moving to a
Yeah,
different
like-
state. I had to sign up with my local one and get a new number, which took me 2 minutes to do. And it does not seem like they're going to make me go in. So
I never went in for.
This is great. All right. Well, I'm late to the party, but I'm still there regardless. So,
hell yeah.
all right. Well, we'll be back at some point in February. This actually is going to come out in February. So,
Oh shit.
yeah. So we are already behind on the 2026 series.
Good thing is, with this series, we can catch up quick, though.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
we can catch up quick.
We can catch up real quick.
we recorded it in January, so I'm giving us partial credit.
Yeah, we get partial.
Yeah, we did get it recorded in
Yeah,
January.
it just isn't going to come out until February. But you're going to get 2 episodes of Reckless in February, everybody.
That works.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We should do something else in February too. Maybe another DC movie or something. I don't know.
We should.
Black Panther, because we blackety black for February. Come on, we gotta do something.
Black History Month.
Yeah, I don't know.
We could do
I
something
see.
for Black
That's
History
what
Month.
Eric's like, what? Like, so
We-
blackety.
Well, Dave said we should do another DC animated universe, and you said Black Panther, blackety black, and I was like, "What are we? What happened?"
We did something for Black History
We
Month
did one, yeah.
a few years ago, but I forget what we did. Did we do did we do like a top
I think we just
Black
did like a
characters
top black,
list?
yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Hey, listen. With all the movement in the Star Wars world, we still owe you a Star Wars episode.
I'm
Oh,
aware.
there's just so much movement. There's been so much movement.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready, guys. Again, I don't know how many ways I can say this. If you record the episode, then we can release the episode. I have nothing to do with this. You guys just need to do it.
I'm ready to do it. Outline is built. We just need to jump in and record it.
Right.
You're
So
gonna just lay this man out publicly like that
It's
3
got
days
laid- I got,
before
like-
Black History
I
Month.
got laid out twice this episode.
Black History Month Eve, and this is
We're
what
gonna
you're doing.
We're gonna
Yes.
do it. We're gonna
It's
do it.
despicable.
February's our month. We're gonna do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'll
we
believe
go.
that when I have episode in hand.
We're just gonna surprise you with the file.
I'm highly skeptical. Highly skeptical.
You'll see.
You know,
It's gonna
honestly, I'm not sure what's going to happen first. You guys make that episode, or we read Planetary for the podcast.
Oh, that's
Oh.
low. That's low. That's real low.
What I'm saying is, it's more
That's
likely
real
that
low.
we'll read Planetary than we'll
That's
get that
real low.
episode, as
All
far as
right.
I'm
Oh,
concerned.
What are you doing
Wow.
tomorrow, Eric? What are you doing tomorrow? I don't like being challenged. We're
I guess
we're gonna
do this on your own time. We're on podcast time. We're still recording.
Okay.
You can do this
We'll
later.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll be back soon with episodes of what. Who knows? That's the beauty of this podcast. You don't know what's next. You don't know when it's coming. We keep you on your toes, ladies and gents.
Mystery.
Until then, my name is Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Eric.
Take care of yourselves, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.